You have a portrait. It's not hanging in an attic, and it's not made of oil on canvas. It's in your pocket. It's on your profile. It's the version of you that you spend hours perfecting. The right light, the right angle, the right lie about how happy you are. You look at it, and you feel good. You feel immortal. But tell me, when was the last time you looked at that digital portrait and actually saw you? Not the version you're selling, but the version that knows exactly what you've been doing when the phone turns off. Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray is usually sold to teenagers as a warning against being vain. But that's a comfort lie. Wilde wasn't warning you against having a nice face, he was warning you against the catastrophic cost of separating your actions from your identity. Meet Dorian Gray. He's innocent, he's beautiful, he's the personification of potential. But he meets a man named Lord Henry, a cynical puppet master who speaks in poisoned epigrams. Lord Henry tells Dorian one thing, and it acts like a virus in his brain. Youth is the only thing worth having. Dorian makes the trade. He gets to stay young, stay beautiful, stay liked, and stay influential forever. Meanwhile, the portrait, hidden away, begins to absorb the damage. Every cruel thought, every broken heart, every backstab, every selfish indulgence, it all manifests on the canvas. Here is the angle people miss. Dorian isn't just avoiding aging, he is trying to live a life with zero historical drag. He is trying to act without having a past. Think about that. Most of us are defined by the things we regret. Our mistakes create our character. Dorian tries to delete his own character, and in doing so, he ceases to be a person. He becomes an aesthetic object. You think you're different? Look at your life. Look at how you panic when your follower count drops, or how you feel a spike of adrenaline when the likes roll in. That is the exact same dopamine trap Dorian fell into. He becomes a celebrity of his time, just like the modern influencer. He exists only to be looked at, but the more he is looked at, the less real he becomes. He loses his capacity for empathy. He destroys people because he doesn't see them as human. He sees them as accessories to his lifestyle. And the scarier part? He doesn't even feel guilty. Why would he? He's beautiful. His portrait is the one that's ugly, not him. He has successfully outsourced his own conscience to a painting. Eventually, Dorian can't handle the truth. He realizes that the painting is the only thing in the world that isn't lying to him. It's the only place where his true, rotten self is actually visible. So, he decides to destroy the painting. He takes a knife to the canvas. But here is the question that stays with me, and it should stay with you. When he stabs the painting, he isn't killing a work of art. He is trying to kill the only thing that was keeping him anchored to reality. Without the record of his crimes, he ceases to have a past. Without a past, he ceases to have a personality. He ceases to exist. We are all Dorian Gray. We have built a world where we can hide our portraits, our mistakes, our failures, our true, ugly, beautiful selves behind a digital shell. But here is the question. What happens when the shell starts to feel empty? What happens when you realize that the most beautiful version of you is the one that has the least amount of you in it? If you had to stand in front of your own true record, not the filtered one, not the public one, but the one that knows everything you've ever done, could you handle it? Or would you try to destroy the canvas too? The mirror doesn't care about your filter, and eventually you have to turn the painting around. Are you ready for what's looking back